Now, when I was a baby, Mama named me after the great Civil War hero, General Nathan Bedford Forrest.
The Birth of a Nation shot, Tom is the only new piece of footage in that particular scene. Tom was in makeup on a horse. As he rides away from us, what I had to do was look at that old footage and try to guess how far away Tom has to be from camera so he's riding in front of the group.
And then at a certain point here, we start splitting in the tracked ground from the Birth of a Nation footage.
Because the original footage has tire tracks on the road from the camera vehicles and stuff from D.W. Griffith, well, we didn't want to tamper with that, so we left that there. It's still in the shot.
Now, when I was a baby, Mama named me after the great Civil War hero, General Nathan Bedford Forrest. She said we was related to him in some way, and what he did was, he started up this club called the Ku Klux Klan. They'd all dress up in their robes and their bed sheets and act like a bunch of ghosts or spooks or something. They'd even put bed sheets on their horses and ride around. And anyway, that's how I got my name, Forrest Gump.
The George Wallace sequence basically started with culling through miles of archival footage. So we shot a lot of live action footage, which was then made to look weathered and grainy to match the rest of the footage that we had.
I'm going to be behind this guy?
No, you're going to be poking your head out right here. And you're right here.
Sure.
Kind of just watching him and the crowd that's going on. Kind of like doing a lean in, like, you know, like there's people like, yeah, right.
Looking out at the folks and stuff?
Yeah.
There's two people in there that are blue screen guys. So we shot Tom earlier, and he did all his scene with, you know, George Wallace doing the speech and looking at him. And then the whole thing again had to be manipulated so that all the new footage, which was shot in color, was all turned black and white, grainy, scratches all had to run through exactly when the scratches ran through the real shot. It's got to look like it's all locked in beautifully.
We are winning in this fight because we are awakening the American people to the dangers that we have spoken about so many times, which is so evident today.
The University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa had been desegregated, and students Jimmy Hood and Vivian Malone had been signed up for summer classes.
Ma'am, you dropped your book. Ma'am.
The scene that was lost is Forrest goes to China, and he's playing ping pong with elder George Bush, and they're playing away, and the last shot is Forrest hitting the ping pong ball so hard that it hits George Bush in the crotch.
There were a lot of difficulties that we had to address when taking this player out. One was when we put Tom in, he obviously had to sync with the ping pong ball. So we began by standing Tom in front of a blue screen here, and we suspended these little target marks for Tom to sync the position at which he should hit the ball. So this is just a crude composite how we've taken the blue screen away and we've positioned Tom behind the table in the original archival footage. Now that we've removed the original player, we took Tom off of the blue screen and we inserted him behind the table in the correct position. We got to about this point in the process of this shot before it was actually cut from the film.
So we started working on the Lyndon Johnson footage. Some of the challenges were the same. We had old archival footage that we were going to position Tom into, and we're having to strip Tom in behind Lyndon's hands. In a shot like this wide view here, we decided to use a recreation where almost all of the set is actually a stage set, and then we're dropping in Johnson's head on top of a stand-in body look-alike. We did the recreation approach to this where we reshot the whole scene with our actors and are tracking Lyndon Johnson's head. And we had to find appropriate footage of Johnson that was moving in some way that we could track that, and then we actually stabilized Johnson's head so that it wasn't moving and then matched it to the other footage.
President Johnson awarded 4 medals of honor to men from each of the armed services.
America owes you a debt of gratitude, son. I understand you were wounded. Where were you hit?
In the buttocks, sir.
Oh, that must be a sight. I'd kind of like to see that. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, damn, son.
They even put me on a thing called the All-America team. where you get to meet the President of the United States.
President Kennedy met with the Collegiate All-American football team at the Oval Office today.
Congratulations. How does it feel to be an All-American?
Very good, sir. To create a scene with the real JFK, what we had to do is wade through hours and hours of historical footage of JFK. And it just so happened that we found footage of him in the Oval Office meeting with football players.
Here is some of the original archive footage of John F. Kennedy. What we have to do is, when this woman crosses in front of John F. Kennedy, we've got to get rid of her and put in Tom Hanks.
Show Tom how it's going to actually work. That's going to be you, right? You're standing there, and then, nope, you're out of sync, right? And that's how we're going to do it.
Am I supposed to do that?
In this case, Tom Hanks was shot against a blue screen backing, which allowed us to isolate him. And you can see these little white dots here. These were the reference markers, so as they come across, they knew where to put their hands, where to put their eye lines, and we'd be looking at that on a monitor and coaching Tom so that he could get the action to match up.
And that was a very good one.
It was amazing to see Tom plug in very, very quickly to that, because it's hard to do.
They're not just standing together, they're touching each other, shaking hands, interacting, and then also having a conversation.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
I gotta pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
The Dick Cavett show was taken from television material, and so we basically got that footage, watched it. The set was duplicated to look just like the old Dick Cavett set. Dick Cavett was really there, made up to look like a younger Dick Cavett as he did on that show, the particular one with John Lennon. Because the sets were so similar, we were able to use a part of the real set split in with a section of the set from the TV show, and that's how close we were able to, line all those things up. And then again, his mouth was morphed.
No religion too?
Here he is, Forrest Gump, right here. Gump, have a seat. Forrest Gump, John Lennon.
Welcome home.
Had quite a trip. Can you tell us what was China like?
In the land of China, people hardly got nothing at all.
No possessions?
And in China, they never go to church.
No religion too?
Ah. Hard to imagine.
Well, it's easy if you try, Dick.
And we start out on the shot by replacing what was on the original plaque, tracking that in, pulling all the way back out to reveal Tom, getting rid of the original guy who was standing there receiving this award, and replaced all the shelf work, added the extra little bit of camera shake. The continuing challenge in all this archival footage is it was never shot with the intention of being used.
In our nation's capital, young man? Yes, sir. Well, where are you staying? It's called the Hotel Ebot. Oh, no. I know of a much nicer hotel. It's brand new, very modern. I'll have my people take care of it for you.
I rather feel like expressing myself now. And I could certainly use a release. We're not inhibited. If a girl wants to dance, a girl wants to dance. It's nothing more than a form of expression. If a girl wants to dance, a girl wants to dance.